Stop everything right now because what I'm about to reveal to you in the next 30 minutes will shatter every false narrative you've been made to believe about your dark side. Exactly 72 hours ago, something happened in celestial dimensions that left the angels themselves in absolute silence. It wasn't a common event. It was a moment where beings of pure light witnessed something that spiritual laws said was impossible. A chosen one entering completely into their own internal darkness, using the devastating power that dwells there, destroying a threat attacking their light, and then returning to the light without a single stain of corruption. And when the observing angels understood what they had just witnessed, their reaction wasn't admiration. It was existential fear, because they had just seen a human being do something that not even they can do. Something that defies every cosmic law that has governed light and darkness since the beginning of time. That human being is you. And what has them terrified isn't your dark side. It's your capacity to transit between worlds that should be mutually exclusive without losing your essence. There's a brutal difference between having two sides and mastering the wisdom of when to use each one without corrupting yourself. And that difference is exactly what makes you more complete than an angel of pure light could ever be. Subscribe to this channel immediately and activate the notification bell, because what I'm going to reveal about how your integrated duality terrifies even celestial hierarchies is being systematically blocked so that chosen ones like you don't discover the impossible level of mastery you already possess. Stay until the last second because I'm going to show you exactly what the angels observed, why they were in total shock, how your dark side protects your light in ways you never imagined, and why this capacity makes you an evolution that transcends both angels and demons. Write 777 in the comments if lately you've noticed you can be extremely firm when you need to protect yourself, but immediately return to compassion without carrying resentment, and you're ready to understand why that terrifies celestial beings. We go back to the beginning of time, the moment where spiritual laws were established to maintain order in the cosmos. And one of those laws was considered absolute, unbreakable, eternal. The law said this: whoever touches darkness becomes darkness. Whoever enters obscurity doesn't return intact. Corruption is inevitable, irreversible, permanent. For eons that law worked perfectly. Angels who rebelled fell instantly. Lucifer, the brightest of all, touched dark pride just once and was transformed irreversibly. There was no return. The fall was permanent. Perfect light became absolute darkness in an instant. Other angels who followed his rebellion experienced exactly the same transformation. Beings of pure light, who for one moment of contact with darkness lost everything they were forever. Their names were erased, their essences corrupted beyond restoration. Humans who experimented with occultism discovered the same terrifying truth. People who opened doors to shadowy dimensions thinking they could control what they invoked. Who made pacts with dark forces believing they would maintain autonomy. All without exception lost something fundamental of their humanity. The soul was stained in ways that no subsequent purification could clean. The essence was corrupted, leaving a permanent mark. And no matter how much they tried to repent afterward, the mark remained engraved forever. This law was so absolute that even the most powerful angels feared getting too close to darkness, because they knew that a single moment of contact could destroy millennia of purity. 1 second of exposure could annihilate an eternity of light. So the cosmos operated in perfect binary. Light here, darkness there, never mixing. Because to transit was synonymous with falling without return. But something changed. Specific human beings began appearing who defied that fundamental law. Chosen ones who entered their own internal darkness, used the power that dwelled there and returned to the light completely intact. At first, celestial hierarchies thought it was a temporary anomaly, but the anomaly continued repeating. And with each repetition, it became clearer that it wasn't an error. It was evolution. It was a new possibility that ancient laws hadn't contemplated. It was living proof that a human being who consciously integrates light and darkness can do the impossible. Transit between both worlds without corrupting themselves. And that, chosen one, is exactly what you do. Probably without consciously knowing you're breaking cosmic law every time you do it. 72 hours ago. Specific moment. You were facing a situation where someone was trying to manipulate you emotionally. False tears, calculated victimization, emotional blackmail disguised as vulnerability. A performance so elaborate that most would never detect the falseness. Your light side responded as always, with compassion. You tried to help. You offered genuine support, thinking the pain was authentic. But something inside you detected an inconsistency. Your intuition caught a micro-expression that didn't fit the narrative. Your energy system felt manipulation where it should have felt genuine vulnerability. And in that precise moment, something changed. Your dark side activated. It wasn't a dramatic transition, it was subtle, but it was absolute. The part of you that normally remains dormant awakened completely. The side that only emerges when protection is necessary took silent control. You spoke with such absolute firmness that the person manipulating you instantly felt the game was over. You said exactly what needed to be said, without softening, without unnecessary diplomacy, without worrying about hurting the false feelings of someone who was deliberately trying to hurt you. You established a boundary so clear, it left no space for misinterpretation. Without guilt, without justifications, your dark side protected your light by eliminating the threat with surgical precision. The person tried to continue the manipulation, intensified the tears, increased the victimization, added more layers of emotional blackmail. But something in your energy had changed so radically that the tactic that worked 5 minutes ago now bounced off without effect. It was as if you had built an invisible wall that the blackmail couldn't penetrate. And then, something even more impossible happened. You immediately returned to your light frequency. You didn't carry resentment. You didn't spend days ruminating. You simply returned to being who you are, compassionate, open, generous with genuine people. The dark side had fulfilled its function. It protected the light, and it withdrew silently. The angels watching were paralyzed. They saw a chosen one enter darkness, use shadowy power, destroy a threat and return to light as if nothing had happened. Without corruption, without stain. One whispered, "This shouldn't be possible. The laws are clear." And another responded, "If a human can do this and then they possess a capacity we don't have. And that means we're not at the peak of spiritual evolution as we thought. Why can't angels do what you do so naturally? Because they were created as pure light. They never developed immunity to darkness. Imagine someone who lived their entire life in a completely sterile environment. Perfect temperature, purified air, zero bacteria, zero viruses. That person never develops a robust immune system because they never needed it. Now suddenly expose that person to all the diseases in the world. What happens? They get seriously ill, instantly, because they have no defenses. They have no resistance. That's exactly what happens when an angel falls. Angels were created in dimensions of absolute light. They never experienced suffering. They never went hungry. They were never betrayed. They never had to survive in a hostile world. They never developed emotional scars that create resistance. So when an angel touches darkness, corruption is instantaneous and total. They have no defenses. They're pure light without protection against darkness. But you were born in a fallen world. You experienced pain that angels never knew. You were betrayed. You were hurt. You were forced to navigate shadows from the moment you opened your eyes. And every dark experience you faced was developing immunity, was creating spiritual antibodies, was building resistance that angels don't possess. So now you can enter your darkness because you already know that territory. You can use dark power because you developed a relationship with that part of you. You can return to light because you never lost connection with it. For angels, touching darkness is like jumping into acid. Instant destruction. For you, it's like diving into cold water. Uncomfortable, intense, but not destructive, because you've been there before. For those who want to go deeper, there's exclusive material in the description and pinned comment. But here's what really has angels losing celestial sleep. It's not just that you can transit, it's that you transit with wisdom. Many people have access to a dark side. People who explode in rage, who become cruel when hurt. But those people get trapped there. Darkness consumes them, not you. You use darkness with surgical precision. You know exactly when to activate your dark side and when to keep it dormant. You know how much firmness to apply before crossing the line into unnecessary cruelty. You know when to return to light without getting trapped. That wisdom wasn't taught in a book. You didn't learn it in a course. You developed it painfully in the fire of real experiences where you had to learn the difference between necessary protection and destructive revenge. Your light side operates when someone deserves genuine compassion. The situation requires healing. The person shows authentic vulnerability. Forgiveness will release more energy than resentment. Your dark side activates when someone crosses boundaries repeatedly. Emotional manipulation is being used consciously. Your peace is being threatened. Protection requires firmness that compassion can't provide. And here's the part angels find terrifying. You switch between these states with impossible fluidity. You don't get stuck. You transit as if light and darkness were tools in your arsenal. An angel that falls can't return. It gets trapped permanently. But you enter and exit as if walking between two rooms of the same house. A common human who accesses destructive rage gets contaminated for days. But you use devastating firmness, and 30 seconds later you're in genuine compassion as if a switch had been cleanly turned off. That mastery doesn't compute in angelic minds. It defies everything they know about how spirituality works. Let me show you examples where this mastery operates even though you don't consciously recognize it. The relationship you had to end. You were with someone who consistently drained your energy. A person who took without giving, who criticized without appreciating, who demanded without reciprocating. Your light side tried to heal the situation. You communicated needs. You offered opportunities for change. You were patient when most would have already abandoned, because you genuinely wanted the relationship to work. But a moment came where you saw clearly that the person wasn't going to change. Not because they couldn't, but because they didn't want to. And continuing to try was only destroying you. Your dark side emerged. You ended the relationship. You established an absolute boundary. You blocked contact. Without guilt because you knew protection was necessary. The person tried to manipulate you back. Tears, promises, emotional blackmail. But your dark side maintained the boundary without wavering. And afterward you returned to your compassion frequency. You didn't carry bitterness, you simply moved forward with peace. The job you left. You were in an environment where talent was exploited, where you contributed immense value but recognition was non-existent, where growth was promised but never delivered. Your light side tried to improve from within. You worked harder. You demonstrated value. You waited patiently, because you believed the system was fair. But a moment came where you saw that the system was designed to keep you inferior. And staying longer only validated exploitation. Your dark side made the decision. You quit without a perfect plan, but with absolute knowing that remaining was betraying your worth. And after leaving, you didn't carry resentment. You moved towards something better with clean energy. The toxic friendship you released, you had a friend who constantly made you feel inferior, who secretly celebrated your failures, who competed instead of supported, who used vulnerable information against you. Your light side tried to see the best, made excuses for behavior, gave chances, because you value loyalty and don't release connections easily. But a moment came where the pattern was undeniable, and your dark side cut the bond with surgical precision. There was no drama. You simply stopped being available, and you returned to investing energy in genuine friendships without bitterness. In each example, you did something angels can't. You used darkness to protect light, and returned to light without stain. Why is this capacity so rare? Because integrating light and darkness requires brutal self-knowledge without self-deception. Group 1 are the eternally luminous, people who deny their dark side. They believe being spiritual means always being kind, always forgiving, always giving chances. These people end up being trampled. Without access to a dark side, they have no capacity to protect themselves. They're light without boundaries, and they attract predators who exploit mercilessly. Group 2 are the permanently dark, wounded people who decided the only way to survive is to be hard always. They see threat in everyone. They attack preemptively. They confuse firmness with cruelty. These people end up isolated. Without access to a light side, they can't form genuine connections. They're darkness without compassion. And eventually that darkness corrodes the soul. They become bitter, resentful, paranoid, incapable of trusting, incapable of loving, incapable of experiencing joy. But you are group 3, the integrated, rare people who accept both sides without shame, who use light when appropriate and darkness when necessary, who transit fluidly without getting trapped. This integration requires devastating honesty with yourself. It requires admitting that yes, you have the capacity to be cruel when provoked, that you have a dark side that can destroy, but also recognizing that your dark side doesn't completely define you. It's a tool, not an identity. You can use it without becoming it. Most can't maintain that paradox. They either deny darkness completely or identify with it totally. But you maintain both truths simultaneously. You are light and darkness, and neither completely defines who you are. That capacity to hold contradictions without collapsing is the mark of real spiritual evolution. And it's what angels can't do because they were created as only one thing. What do angels say when they observe this? 72 hours ago, after witnessing your perfect transition, a conversation occurred in celestial dimensions. 3 angels met to discuss your case. The first spoke with genuine confusion. I've observed millions of souls for eons. I've never seen a soul transit between states maintaining intact purity. This defies everything I understand about how corruption works. The second added, the laws are clear. Contact with darkness causes irreversible contamination. But this chosen one is proving the law has an exception we never documented. Either the laws are incomplete, or this human being is operating under principles that transcend the laws we know. And the third shared, I touched darkness once. It took me 1,000 years of purification to recover a fraction of light. This human enters, uses devastating power, and exits in seconds without stain. It's impossible according to my experience. Silence. 3 angels of immense wisdom had just admitted that a human being was doing something they don't understand. The first spoke what they all were thinking. We need to accept an uncomfortable truth. This chosen one possesses a capacity we don't have. Can transit between light and darkness because they grew up in a world where both coexist. Developed immunity that we, created in pure light, will never develop. In this specific aspect, this human being is more evolved than us. Devastating admission. An angel recognizing that a human has a capacity he doesn't possess. The second added, and if this chosen one can do this, there are probably others. Perhaps an entire generation of chosen ones is developing this capacity, which means we're witnessing human evolution that transcends angelic limitations. And the third concluded, if integrated humans can do what we can't, then the spiritual hierarchy we've assumed for eons needs to be reconsidered. Perhaps chosen ones with integrated duality are the next level of evolution. A level we can't reach because we were designed as pure light, without capacity to integrate darkness. The conversation ended with consensus. Monitor chosen ones like you closely, not because of threat, but because of fascination. They're witnessing evolution that defies everything they thought they knew. Your true power isn't your light side. It isn't your dark side. It's the wisdom of knowing when to use each one without corrupting yourself. Demons can only destroy. They have total darkness but lost light. They only know annihilation. They can't heal. They can't create. They can't genuinely love. Angels can only create. They have total light but never developed a relationship with darkness. They only know compassion. They can't protect adequately. They can't destroy what needs to be destroyed. They can't establish lethal boundaries, but you have both. And the wisdom of when to use each one. When a situation requires healing, you activate light. You offer compassion. You forgive. You help. You elevate. You create. When a situation requires protection, you activate darkness. You establish boundaries. You cut bonds. You destroy threats. You protect. You eliminate obstacles. And you never lose access to one when you use the other. That fluidity makes you unstoppable. Emotional predators encounter your dark side, protecting you. Genuine people encounter your light side, receiving them. You're adaptable in ways that beings of a single state can never be. You're complete in ways that pure light or pure darkness will never achieve. And here's the most devastating part. Your completeness comes from having been born in a fallen world. It comes from having experienced pain. The experiences you thought were curses were exactly what gave you capacity that not even angels possess. Your pain was your training. Your darkness was your mastery. Angels were created in perfection. They don't have scars that create wisdom. They don't have experience with shadows that creates immunity. They're pure but fragile light, perfect but limited. You were forged in imperfection. You have scars that tell stories. You have experience with shadows that created resistance. You're imperfect but resilient light. Imperfect but complete. And imperfect completeness is more powerful than limited perfection, because it can operate in all terrains, can navigate all scenarios, can respond to all threats. That's evolution that transcends angels. That's mastery that scares celestial beings. That's power that only chosen ones with integrated duality possess. How to use this consciously. Strategy 1. Recognize when each side activates. Your light feels like expansion, openness, desire to connect. Your darkness feels like contraction, need to protect. Don't judge either. Both are valid information. Strategy 2. Ask yourself before acting. Does this situation require healing or protection? If healing, activate light. Offer compassion. Be vulnerable. Help generously. If protection, activate darkness. Establish firm boundaries. Be unbreakable. Protect ferociously. Most activate the wrong side at the wrong time. They offer light when darkness is necessary, so they end up being hurt. Or they use darkness when light is appropriate, so they damage genuine relationships. Strategy 3. After using your dark side, intentionally return to light. Don't stay in firmness longer than necessary. Use shadowy power to eliminate threat, then release. Return to compassion. This requires practice, because the dark side can be addictive. Feeling powerful is tempting, but staying there permanently is a trap that converts protector into prisoner. Strategy 4. When you use light, keep access to darkness available. Don't be completely vulnerable with everyone. Keep the part of you that can protect ready to activate if the situation changes. Trust but verify. Love but maintain clear boundaries. This isn't distrust, it's wisdom. It's recognizing that not all people deserve complete access to your light. Strategy 5. Observe who receives which version of you. Genuine people will receive mostly your light. Toxic people will receive mostly your darkness. Your energy automatically responds to what the situation requires. And strategy 6. Thank both sides. Your light allows you to love, create, heal. Your darkness allows you to protect, destroy what's harmful. Establish boundaries. Both are gifts. Both are necessary. Together they make you complete in ways that beings of a single state will never achieve. When you integrate both consciously, you don't just survive. You thrive in ways that seem magical to those who only have access to one side. Chosen one, now you know the devastating truth that changes everything. What you thought was weakness, your capacity to be dark when necessary, is a superpower that not even angels possess. What you believed was imperfection, your scars and shadows, is what gave you immunity that beings of pure light will never have. Your dark side isn't your enemy. It's your most loyal guardian. It protects your light from being exploited. It establishes boundaries that compassion alone can't maintain. It destroys threats that kindness wouldn't neutralize. And when you use that side with wisdom, without corrupting yourself, without losing access to light, you do something that terrifies even angels. Because you're proving that human evolution can transcend angelic limitations. You're not just light. You're not just darkness. You're both consciously integrated. And that integration makes you more complete than beings designed to be only one thing. Stop being ashamed of your dark side. Stop apologizing for being firm when you need to be. Stop thinking that being spiritual means always being soft. You're a warrior of light who knows when to use darkness. You're a healer who knows when to destroy. You're compassionate who knows when to be relentless. And that integrated duality is exactly what makes you unstoppable. For those who made it this far and want to deepen in this knowledge about how to consciously master your integrated duality and transit between light and darkness, without corrupting yourself, there's specific material that costs less than a pizza and comes with a complete audiobook and 5-minute meditation guide as special bonus. If you feel you deserve to develop complete mastery over both sides, access is available in the description link and pinned comment. If you recognize that your dark side protects your light, and that this capacity makes you more complete than angels of pure light, write 777 in the comments to amplify the frequency of integrated duality. Subscribe to this channel and activate all notifications to receive more revelations about how chosen ones with integrated duality are transcending limitations that not even celestial beings overcame. Share this video with someone who also transits between light and darkness without corrupting themselves, because integrated warriors need to recognize each other in a world that misinterprets their power. And before you leave, click on the video appearing on your screen right now to discover the specific signs that you're operating with duality mastery that terrifies even higher dimensions. Together we are stronger.